set. We're getting started. Hey, everybody, welcome in. I'm Laura St. John. I'm so appreciative of all of you here right now. I'm continuing to add more people in. For those of you watching live, thank you for being here, and thanks for being here for the fresh version of this. For those watching on replay, whether it's months, maybe years later, I believe the information that I'm about to spill out of my heart and my brain is something that stands through lifetimes. This is information about manifesting how to create what you want. I believe that there's something inside all of us that allows us to the ability to start creating our next chapter versus constantly struggling against our old chapters. And what I see as a mindset coach is that most people in their day-to-day, in their everyday lives, how you snack, how you show up to exercise, how you get into your work, how you maybe even set up your day, is often in the struggle against the old versus the creation of the new. So I've uncovered as a mindset coach over the course of years, starting as an educator, working with kids, teachers, principals in the education realm for over 15 years, then migrating into health and fitness, popping open gyms in Denver, Colorado with my husband, working with health and fitness realms in all different areas. What I started to see is that there were patterns, and really whether people were 15 years old, because I coached a lot of young athletes, girls, teenagers, all the way to people in their 70s, whether people wanted to lose 100 pounds or whether, I coached people on track to the Olympics, like whatever the goal is, whether you want to make $1 million, have an unbelievable relationship, live on the beach like I do, like whatever it is, I noticed that there were things in the everyday of your life where things were like, oh my goodness, if they just did it this way and they could flip it. And I became known as the flip it girl, because I could be like, for every negative in your life, there's an equal and opposite positive. If I could just show people how to flip it in these little everyday moments, I could help you completely flip your life around and get on the path towards positive change. Now, I started doing this with my own self, and I'm going to admit, because of some big oops moments that I've personally had too, I'll share little bits and stories along the way, but I want you to think about a coin, and I do want you to think about flipping that. For every positive side, there's an equal and opposite negative, and you're in the negative because that life, that moment, that hour of your time is exhausting. It is frustrating. It's maybe filled with anxiety or any kind of a negative emotion that pops up for you. So in this broadcast, I am going to uncover the top 5 of 100 manifesting mistakes that I've uncovered. Now, the rest of the 95, I've embedded into lessons. Okay, I've embedded into lessons inside Strong Confident Living, inside our content, and I'll show you at the end like how to get access to those. But these top 5 are truly principle that you might be not even knowing you're making these mistakes. And so after this 1 hour with me, I want you to know and be able to write down, OMG, I was making this mistake. Laura, shine the light on it like a big flashlight. I now am aware. It's like ding, ding, ding moment. And I'm going to have this epic change towards massive action towards this big goal that I have. So we've been working on goal setting this year. I'm sure you may have a big goal that you want for this year. Drop it in the chat. Or if you ever want to email me too, I'm always open to receiving information from you guys. It's so fun to get your feedback, especially when I hear how awesome you guys are flipping things and manifesting. Okay, but just really think about a big goal that if like I could be like, crystal ball, guys, it came true. I'm looking back 12 months from now, it came true. You were able to manifest it. You stopped the roadblocks that were holding you back. I'm going to go through those right now. Okay. So as I go through these, again, I want you to think, oh my God, that might be the big one. Oh, this might be the big one. That might be the big one. That's going to change everything. Okay. Before I always get started, I start with these 3 principles that I use to guide myself and everything, which is number 1, you are exactly where you're meant to be in this moment. Even if you're looking at an area that you truly want to manifest, whether it's a great body, relationship, bank account, whatever it is. Okay. Whatever it is. And if you're looking at that, and you're like, but Laura, I can't possibly be exactly where I want to be. because this part of it, my life sucks. Well, then I'm here to tell you, no, I'm going to show you how you're going to flip that struggle into strength to actually create even faster. Okay, to actually like do what you've not done before. So you are exactly where you're meant to be. That's principle 1. Principle 2, these are not the 5 mistakes. These are just my principles of everything, is that you need to trust in yourself and trust in the process. Trust in yourself that I know that these things are inside you. And once I light them up, like you are going to be unstoppable. You are going to be an unstoppable, powerful force because you have all this inside you. Every answer that you need is inside you right now. They just needs to be lit up, which happens when you stop struggling against the old and you start creating the new. These answers will appear. All solutions are everywhere. You just have to see them. And right now you're not possibly in the lens that's seeing them. I'm going to teach you how. Okay, so trust in the process, that this is a process that was created of 25 years of my work with my husband, my family, running education companies, running the fitness business, running all these things to come to where we are right now with this company called Strong Confident Living, which is to help you apply this stuff again into the everyday nitty gritty of your life and up spiral your life. Get out of the down spiral that we can all relate to, which reminds me of the 3rd principle, which is stuck is just a feeling. And if you're writing these down, circle the word just, because stuck is literally just a feeling. Whatever you're feeling stuck in, it's just a feeling about that thing. And if I can help you tap into a new feeling about that thing that you're thinking you're stuck in, you're going to get unstuck. That is my job as a mindset coach. Okay. So I'm going to get right into it. Number 1 of the top 5 manifesting mistakes. And guys, I'm going to go from easy light to Laura deep, like to Laura land deep. Okay. So all these 5, it's going to go deeper and deeper and deeper as we go. Number 1 is pretty light. The number 1 mistake of the 5 in this order is you lack clarity around the specifics around your big goal. So for example, okay, I'm going to give examples because I hear these goals all the time. Laura, help me. I've seen you work with thousands of people getting in tip-top shape. Like I want to get healthy. I want to get in shape. I want to recreate my body. I want to look better in my 50s or 60s than I did even in my 30s or 40s, whatever that is. Okay. What does that look like and feel like and taste like and act like more specifically? So the clarity is in the juicy details. People over and over and over again are lacking the juicy details. So I want to get in shape is good. It's broad. It's a big epic goal. I love it. I love hearing that. However, if I were to for those of you working with me in private group mindset coaching and stuff, like if I were to stuff it into a crystal ball, what are you seeing? What does that look like? What does breakfast look like? What does it look like when you go out to restaurants? Like you have to see yourself. What does it look like when you step into your closet or grab a piece of clothing and put it on your body? You have to get so specific, okay? So specific. So a big thing is that your brain needs a clear target. And if it's big and broad, that's a big epic goal. But if you're not telling your brain, well, this is what it looks like, and this is what I see for myself. So broad is good, but get specific now. Okay. And I'm kind of known for like the 2-minute movie thing. Put it as a 2-minute movie. When I was overweight, I kept seeing myself walk into my closet and zip up my pants and be like, and not feel like I was stuffing my body into my pants and spilling over my jeans. I hated that feeling. So you guys, when I was like, I'm just going to walk into my closet, zip up and feel good. I could like put on a shirt and feel like confident. So you need to create these little movies that are specific. I want to look and feel younger with age. Awesome. Okay. What does that look like when you look in the mirror? Can you close your eyes and be like, what does that look like to look and feel better with every decade? Okay. Well, I see myself at, 80, 90 years old, still giving myself, even if I'm all like, whatever I look like then, I can see my eyes and I'm like, I have a certain look that it's a gentle smile. It's a head nod to myself. So I want you to get specific. If I hear I want $1 million or I want more money in my bank account, okay, Well, can you see yourself moving that money, that it goes into your bank account and you're moving it with ease to pay bills, and you're sitting on your bed and you feel the relief of that money hitting your account, paying your bills, going over to your kids, like smiling, touching their hair. Like, you need to really work on specifics. Okay. This is a light one. I want my dream relationship. Okay. Like, this is what I do. Okay. I've been with my husband now 25 years, right? Crazy. We started dating at 19 and 20, but I go to a vision. We have two visions. One where we have two rocking chairs pointing west and we see the sunset. And any problem that we have, we're always like, we just walk away from each other. We're like, just go take a chill pill. Sunset, rocking chairs, two little cups. We're clinking. We're looking at, remember that? The two chairs, vision. That vision is clear. And then, you have to continue with clarity. I see myself in a relationship that, even at 89 years old, we're holding hands across the table. We have a glass of wine and we're in great conversation. Okay. Can you see what you want that specifically? Because if you can't, your brain just is like, okay, you want to be healthy? Well, this commercial saying you should be healthy, and this thing that you're seeing at the supermarket says it's healthy and natural, and your friends telling you that you should eat this because it's healthy, and everything healthy might start coming your way. But like, if you're not specific enough to being like, this is the action and choices that I'm going to make towards healthy, you need to really work on that. Okay. So that's a fine tune that I want you to make. Another one is, I want my kids to get along. Okay. I have heard that. Okay. Well, do you see yourself like, instead of, do you only like, are like, what would that look like? Okay. Now I'm going to give you a two be carefuls, two be careful ofs. Okay. Because these are mistakes within the mistake. Okay. Be careful of not weaving a negative into your wish, because it's like, well, I want my kids to get along. And then I'm like, okay, what do you see? And then I hear, I want a dinner where they're actually not arguing. Okay. Or I want to sit in the car where they're not poking each other and driving each other crazy. Okay. I want you guys to flip that. And because you can't insert a negative into what you see. You can't say, I don't want this to happen, or you're still actually in the vibration of that. You're going to attract that even more. Like, okay, I want a great relationship. I want a guy who stops treating me ick, like as if I don't deserve anything. Okay, well, then you're going to attract a guy who treats you like ick. You need to flip it and say, I want a guy, or I want a relationship where I'm treated like, with respect. I want my kids, if I want my kids to get along, to be actually laughing at the dinner table and wanting to play a game afterwards. OMG, really? Yes, that can happen. And you can reset the course. Okay. So be careful of not weaving in a negative into your wish. Like I want this. Another be careful is, because I'm here to clean up. You guys can purify and clean up and neutralize these thoughts, then, and it will help fix them, because awareness, the ding, ding, ding moments that I'm going to dish to you, and it's only going to get deeper, guys, are going to help fix and dissolve some things that you are already doing. So here's another be careful of with this first tip of you lacking clarity in the juicy details. Okay. So be careful of entering in a big fat but, meaning like, Laura, I want a dream relationship. I want $1 million. I want to get in great shape, but all these things are wrong with me. But all these things I can't accomplish because of my age, or because of this, or because of that, or because of this. Okay. Because I think it's never going to happen. Okay. These are all things that you are letting in self-doubt. So if you are like, I want this, and then it's followed but a but, okay, I want to get in shape, Laura, and lose some weight. But you know how often I hear this? I have a sweet tooth monster living inside me that literally comes out every night. Okay. You know how often I hear that? And it's like, okay. And I can't say no to cheesy things. I just love appetizers. Okay. Okay. You guys, you can't put in the details, all the things that are holding you back. Okay. I want to get in shape, but okay, you got to erase the but. I've noticed I love sweet things. So we're going to, and you guys, these are all lessons inside our content. As you dive deep with us, you guys know how to, we have a whole course on this, to how to erase the but, how to erase the excuses. The only thing I'm going to say in this manifesting broadcast though, is make sure when you get detailed and start to get specific, like, this is what I see for myself, that it doesn't include a big but, but I feel like I can't. But, I want to have this body, but this metabolism thing, or these big hips run in my family. Look, my mom has them, my aunt has it, my sister has it. Of course I'm going to have it. Okay. Because if you guys are of coursing yourself to the negative, you are never going to break free from the truth of who you are, which is limitless. And you will never be able, you're always going to cage yourself in to expectations that you are setting for yourself. So be careful of the big fat but, because we have a whole course on that one. No excuses, it's called. And that's a 5 mini lesson course on this stuff. Okay, but be careful of weaving the negative in and those two things. So I'm going to move forward, because all you need to know at this point is clarity in the juicy details. I want this big epic goal, and here's the juicy details of what I see for myself. And for those of you who are continuing on with us or are in our membership who do private group coaching with me, I'm going to help you personally clean yours up when we do private group mindset coaching together. I'm going to do live Q&A around this and, help you clean these things up so you know how clear it is from the epic goal setting to the manifestation. So let's keep going. Number 2, this is juicy, guys, and it's simple. I promise I'd start simple, then I'd go deep. This one's good. The second mistake that I see often with manifesting is people only consider that their manifestation is through their eyes, through their vision. And this is a major reason why vision boards fail. Okay. A lot of people make vision boards and are only making a visual representation. So all these 5 mistakes are going to stack on top of another. So number 1, you now know to not just put the big house or the $1 million in the bank account or great relationship up on a vision board, right? You now know you need to get juicier in the details of it and then start framing some pictures and things around that. Now with this step, I'm going to teach you a Laura St. John juicy-ism, okay? This is a ding, ding, ding moment for a lot of people. And some of you might know this if you've worked with me. You are a multi-dimensional creature. You are 3D. You are not flat like a piece of paper or a digital image or like a bulletin board. Okay, you are not. You are not. You guys, you are at least 3D. At least. I believe you are all kinds of dimensions. You see your 3-dimensional body, but you ooze out your energy, and energy is flowing to you and through you. And I believe you have many dimensions. Make sure you at least, here's the flip to that fix of only using sight. Your vision is not with your eyes. Your vision is with your heart. This is a Laura St. John-ism. I make my visions. I say insight is more powerful than eyesight. Imagination, we know, is more powerful than knowledge. That is Einstein. I say insight is more powerful than eyesight because too many people are like, but Laura, I look out and this is what I see. I've got a sucky relationship. My bank account's at this, da, 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 da. And I'm like, I got you. I see you. I understand you. I've been there. I've been there. I've been into my own rock bottoms, had some huge oops moments in all kinds of areas of my life to learn this and to teach it from my heart. That your vision, your insight does not come from your eyesight. It comes from your insight looking deep into your heart. And your heart knows your vision. Your heart knows your desire. Your brain wants to measure based on what it's seeing, feeling, touching. You are, as a human being, a walking 3-dimensional like thermometer through your eyes, through your ears, through your speech. Everything is waves. Everything is energetic waves. And then you are interpreting thought, you are interpreting sounds, you are interpreting like what through all your senses, you are literally a walking around thermometer of energy, okay, that you are pulling in, and then your brain wants to just measure, quantify, and be like, I like that, don't like that, like this, don't like that. So you're always walking around judging. And if you're ever feeling judged, just know it's our job as humans to walk around, measure, quantify, put things in buckets, because your brain, you guys, I go deep into studying the science behind this thing. I mean, we now know that like when you see an image, your brain is interpreting a flipped thought, and then it's like seeing all these images at once. I mean, just look around your room right now. Like my brain is seeing everything. It's listening to me. It's doing so many things. Its job now is to measure and quantify. So how does this impact manifesting? And where do people go wrong? People go wrong by just start being like, well, I want to be healthy, so let me slap this one-dimensional thing up here. And then not only that, this is a huge ding ding to be careful of. Most people's vision boards are a big fat representation of everything they feel like they're lacking, everything they feel like they're not. It is a visual reminder of all the things I am not right now, is how most people often feel when they look at their vision board. Oh yeah, that's the house of my dreams, but again, I'll never get there, but, and all the things that I just talked about. So here's the fix. When you say, yes, Laura, I am not a 1D creature. I am not flat like a piece of paper, right? And you say, from this day forward, I am going to change the way I manifest. Not only am I getting more clear and detailed and specific, but I am going to at least use 3 dimensions of senses. So I'll give you 2 examples. When I was really like overweight after I had my 3rd son and I could not shake the baby weight, okay? I didn't just put the bikini image or the beach image or like the body I wanted up on the vision board, okay? I pictured a stronger version of myself as I was drinking coffee. I pictured myself like in the body that I wanted while I was talking to my 2 sisters on the phone. Like I took everyday things that I do that require additional senses that I did right in that moment. So if my sister Kat would call and I would be like, well, let me first imagine myself and totally in the body that I want talking to my sister on the phone, because that does something unbelievable for manifesting, which it brings it into the power of right now, where you can start to access that version of you. And when you're in our content and curriculum, and I always like teach you guys that you can quantum leap to your goals. You don't have to go in a linear way. Everything I teach you is non-linear. It's spiral-based curriculum. I talk about the up spiral because you could jump into who you want to be then, because maybe the current version of me, believe me, this was me when I was overweight. The one that wanted to throw in the towel, not work out, just like snack on the chips while I talked on the phone, or grab the chips when I would go out for a ride or whatever, like whatever I was doing that was so me, the current me would be like, okay, well, when I'm in that body that I want, I'm not going to grab the chips. I'm not going to have those same willpower battles. I'm not going to, like, willpower isn't a battle. This is releasing the battle. This is being like, who am I at that person? And what version of Laura would get in the car and, you know, and do these things and then do those things. So it would become very multi-sensory and bringing it into your everyday. This is like a 2-prong approach. Another example, so, you know, drinking coffee, talking on the phone, eating, and my habits would suddenly shift and change because you can jump into that. You're not just looking at a one-dimensional thing on the board. You're like, I could start doing this. And that's what I mean. Imagine yourself, you're sipping coffee with the $1 million in your bank account. You're still, if you love coffee, you're going to be, I promise you, if you love coffee now and you have, you know, $1,000 in your bank account, you're probably still going to love coffee when $1 million is in your bank account. So why not be drinking the coffee being like, this is the version of me that has that in my bank account, and see how differently you start treating yourself, doing the same everyday things, but you're bringing in your senses. You're being like, I still smell the coffee. I'm still the person that brushes my teeth. I still do these things. And you're going to start to close the spiral-based consciousness that is not linear, guys. And I'm going to like get this even further with you on a simpler note. When I wanted to live life on vacay, okay, when I realized about 15 years ago, so about 10 years into my relationship with my husband, when I realized I wanted to live life on vacay, we were in Connecticut at school at the time, and I gave him this. I drew him this, and this is my little art. Okay, I love sunflowers. I've been obsessed with them for F's, but I forgot. I got to open this now. I put something in the back of what I made him, which was us in Vermont. Okay, this is us in 1995. And I said, P.S., let's make this background Colorado. So as we would go hiking, this is the 19 and 20-year-old version of us, okay? And yes, Kristen, vacuuming, cleaning, doing dishes at my beach house. Yes. Okay, now you guys, this is so many years ago. Okay, this is a little young us, to Scott. Oh no, this is 1996, April 16th, 1996. OMG. Okay, he'll be so like excited. This is on my mantle now, in my fireplace, on my fireplace. But my point is, when we would go hiking, and that was Vermont, I would imagine Colorado because we wanted to live out west. Okay, that's an example. So we got to Colorado. Okay, I would write a report one day. We're like running this business. We'll be in Colorado, and then the next thing was I got to Colorado, and then we lived in Jackson Hole. We lived in these beautiful places because I was like, I want to live life like I'm on vacay. Life on vacay. Because life on vacay is a state of mind. It is living life that you don't need to take a vacation from. It is living life relaxed and calm and strong and confident. So when I set that as a goal, and then I said, well, I got to get more detailed. Now I got to bring in the additional senses. Let me tell you what my husband did in terms of taking a picture, okay? I was so done with cold. I just wanted the beach. So I'm a multi-dimensional creature. I downloaded, it's called iDream, okay, app. And I started listening. Okay, this is a little app called iDream. I started listening to ocean waves. Every day I listened to ocean waves. Every day I'd play them in the background. I don't care whether people thought I was nuts. I would listen to them all the time. My husband, when we were living in the mountains, he trucked in sand into like a little spot so I could plop a beach chair. So I could feel what sand was like, even if it was freezing cold. Okay. But you don't have to get a truck of sand. Like you might have sandbox like with your kids. Well, imagine yourself at the beach. I would plop my beach chair there. I would imagine the smell of the lotion on my skin. Okay. So I am like a multi-dimensional creature, and I'm like, I can smell, I can use my ears, I can hear the ocean, I can see the sand, but I can see the beautiful chairs. And I really want you all to know that that is going to help you manifest faster. When you recognize that you are this walking, talking thermometer to all kinds of energy forms, like a visual thing is going into your retina, it's creating a picture, it's storing it in your brain, but also a sound wave is coming in. And it's not just an ocean wave, any sound wave that you want to turn on. Maybe it's beautiful music. If you've been following me, you guys know I love that wedding song, Pachelbel Canon in D. Okay, that beautiful wedding song that's so gorgeous. I listen to that all the time. And not only because it's all these spirally sounds, but because I can imagine, I actually picture my son's future weddings. Can you believe that? And I see that, but I see it and I hear it. I hear it. And I want you guys to really do this in your manifesting. I want you to like, don't just be like, I want $1 million. I want you to be like, this is the sound of the engine of the VW bus. Okay, we have a VW bus, my husband and I, that looks like this. And we actually got it as a gift from someone in Colorado that gave it to my husband for changing his life as a gift, you know, for saying, and he just was like, but you guys, like Scott, he's a Vermonter. I'm a girl from New Jersey. We live now in Malibu and, you know, in our dream life out here, but it all started like with these little things. And, but this thing would be like on his desk. You guys have to surround yourself with these objects. Okay. I love it. I love it. So you have to see it. You have to hear it. You have to smell it. You have to touch it. You have to really feel your vision come to life. Okay. That's number 2. Number 3, Stop allowing self-doubt to create consistent roadblocks. Okay. This is what I mean. Self-doubt manifests itself. So the lack of belief, there's really only two things in my opinion, if I'm going to KIFSS, keep it effing simple when it comes to manifesting between you and me. These mistakes are where people fall off in it. But if you can see it, this is why I'm helping you see it more clearly with your vision in your heart. If you can see it and you can believe it, your expectation, when those things are matched, it comes into your reality. So I'm going to always help you do both in all of our content. Okay. Because where I've seen people go wrong is then like when a naysayer starts to say something mean, or your toxic people at work or even in your home say something and they don't believe in you. And I'm just telling you, if you've got people in your life that do not believe in you and you are allowing that in, even if it's incessant and it's around you and it's people that love you, that is still on you. Because if it was not active in you, there's a version of you that would laugh them off, that would not allow it to light you up in insecurity. There is a version of you that's more strong, more confident, that does not get triggered by these things like comparison and judgment and these toxic people in your head or around you. It might be that they're still in space in a memory in your head, being like, oh my God, when I was 20 years old, like my great aunt Hilda said this to me, and I still hear her saying it. Okay, well, we're going to get over that. There's a way to nip those things. Okay. And you guys, it's possible, but you have to recognize where there's the vision that you want, that you now are going to get more specific on and see it and hear it and taste it and love it and like feel it. But then you need to believe it, because it's the lack of expectation in yourself that is caging you and creating emotional strings to the old versions of you, where that stuff is getting allowed in. These roadblocks are continuing to move forward on your road of life, your path. This is you. Okay, guys, this is your life. You out of there's over like 9 billion people-ish on this planet. Do you know the odds that you are here right now? Do you know the odds of how many sperm connected to that egg in that moment that made you happen? Okay. And you are living and breathing here. And this is the day that I want you to take your keys back and stop allowing these other things to drive comparison and judgment and toxic people. But Laura, I've got this naysayer and he or she lives in my house, or I got to work with them all day, or this. Okay. How does self-doubt manifest for you as a roadblock in your life? Because once this roadblock is gone, which is my mission in working with you throughout our content, right? Our year-long framework of content gives you the framework to be like, oh, you got anxiety and overwhelm. Oh, that's the place where I go to when I go into self-doubt. Okay. You feel like you don't have enough time. You're making to-do lists all over the place. You're being bossy, not boss of your life. You're like trying to over control and smush the pieces of your vision together. Or are you allowing it to come together in trust? If you are always testing life, you are in self-doubt. And that self-doubt is going to frame the perfect roadblocks that are going to keep you from your ultra mega success. This is where the work starts, not just in seeing the vision, but believing that you deserve it, that you are on this planet to bring forth your struggle to inspiration, to story. So you bring your goods into this lifetime. I'm meant to speak this in the most clear way that I possibly can, because these thoughts come to me, and my sister and I like create this content, but these thoughts come to me in pictures, and then I have to turn them into words for you. And then my sister and I like articulate them together, and we create the juiciest lessons as educators to educate you on simple steps out of self-doubt, the only roadblock that's truly blocking you versus you equaling the path to your future. So you need to bench the old you, or tell the old you to go sit in the corner for a little bit. And again, give yourself that free pass that I love, to not say dismiss everything around you, but say in order to give yourself the space to create, you need the space to create the new you. So impossible is just an opinion. Is that your opinion? When you say that's never going to happen for me, Laura, I can never be rich because blank. When you say, Laura, I can never have that body, or I can never be this healthy, or my kids will never do this because blank, you are using your own words and thoughts and then following through likely with emotions and actions that match those thoughts and beliefs. And you are going to continue to manifest it. So this is a huge manifesting mistake, is that people don't actually learn the pathways and lessons to move away from the self-doubt and into the trust. Is this like having a scotoma? Yes, it is, but I actually don't see it as a scotoma, because a scotoma is something you are blind to. My job is different. My job as your mindset coach, this is a great question, Irma. My job as your mindset coach is to be like, you have this problem. Everyone has this problem. This is not something you don't see. Everyone, because we are human beings and we go through ups and downs, has this judgment, has comparison, has toxic people enter their lives at for different reasons, guys. They're there for your strength, in my opinion. They're there to show yourself, regardless of all that, despite all of this struggle. I learned the steps towards trusting myself and trusting the process and knowing I was exactly where I was meant to be in that moment and that moment and that moment. And that stuck was just a feeling, and I unstuck myself. And these things with awareness, yes, I love the chat, like come to light. And as soon as that dark spot, that void that you didn't see before, maybe that is a scotoma for you for the past, comes to light, I call it a ding, ding, ding moment. It's awareness. Awareness, yes, opens the pathways. I love it. Who just wrote that? Kat, my sister. Thank you. Awareness is what opens the pathway to move forward, to create. That is your greatest gift as a human. It's awareness. And as like a mindset coach, I'm like, I love pushing your thought to a new limit of awareness, but then you have free will. You have willpower, the power of will, which is the power to make free will choices on how you want to proceed given that information, which leads me to the two deepest and juiciest manifesting mistakes that almost everybody makes, the most common mistakes that are the hugest, okay? But before I get there, let me just remind you, in this step, you need to write down, where do I allow self-doubt to manifest? You're just basically, here's what I see, here's what I believe. You're in a mismatch. You are in a mismatch. And when you're in a mismatch, you're like, well, this is what I want, Laura, but this is what I believe. I got the big fat butt. I don't believe I can, da, 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 da. You know, I got these people over here. I got this bank account that's at, you know, only this amount. I've got all these things, but this is my reality, Laura. And then I'm like, okay, well, you're in a mismatch right now. The only thing that gets you at a mismatch so you can raise your expectation on yourself and speak the truth to the freedom of truly who you are, which is to create, okay, and have the freedom to make choices towards where you want to be going. You, despite anything going on in your life, taking the keys and saying that the fuel of my car is awareness, okay? And if you are writing a list of pros and cons, being like, this is what I thought I wanted, this is what I don't want. Let me see what I'm not sure. Should I go this way or that way? Should I go this way or that way? If you're constantly in the land of wishy-washy, which is where I used to be, being like, I'm like in the land of maybe, you are in doubt. Okay, that's another way. Whether you're in control lists, whether you're making pros and cons lists all over the place, whether you're like trying to decide and you totally want life to show you the path before you are like making a big choice, A or B. Like, I don't know whether to take this big job. Should I take this job or should I take this job? Should I move here or should I move there? You know how many times I did that? I've moved 7 times, like in the last 10 years. You know how many times I did it wrong? And I was like, well, let me write all the things that I don't want and the pros and cons of living here and the pros and cons of living there. That all that matched up with was if I was 50% here and 50% there, my list was 50-50, guys. It doesn't work this way. If you're like 75%, let me make the pros and cons of like whether I should stay in this relationship. And these are all the pros, these are all the cons. Okay, 75% chance of this or that, whether I should change this job, all these things, you're going to receive the manifestation of whatever you feel. So if you're 75% in the direction of like one way or the other, you're going to receive 75% pro in that direction. I promise you. Okay. If you're 50-50, you're always going to be stuck in 50-50 land. So the only way out of it is to learn steps to trust yourself more. And that comes with awareness of what you do and don't want. I want you to imagine that it takes patience and learning. This took me 25 years to become a master manifester, and now it happens fast for me. But we're in an age now that this can happen fast for everybody when they learn the tools of the tool belt. So patience and love. I want you to see that your past is literally like needs to be filled. Take the watering can of love and you have to fill the old divots, the potholes that I call them of your past with love. Being like, all those experiences still led me to right here, right now. Okay. And now because of those struggles, because of that pain I endured, I know so clearly what I truly want. And now I know not to insert what I don't want into my vision. I know to make it clear and I know to use all my senses. But now it's about the belief part. This is where the pendulum swing happens, guys. Maintaining the vision. This is still where the self-doubt creeps in, where someone goes gangbusters. Okay, gangbusters at Laura, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do all these things. Step 1 and 2. I'm going to tell trust that I'm going to harness trust. And now you go gangbusters and then you fall flat on your face because the entire world, whether it is like your body or the universe, planet Earth going around the sun, it needs order. It needs stability. And if you throw the pendulum in one direction towards gangbusters, it's going to throw you back the other direction. All of the lessons that I teach you guys is how to neutralize, how to find your place of calm, which comes from awareness. So again, if someone's like, Laura, I got this husband or mom-in-law or, whatever it is, like that is so negative in my life, but I love him or I love her and I love my coworkers, but like I've got all these influences around me. You need to still hold the bar despite all that, because you're now aware that they are not holding you back anymore, that you were given that opportunity to have them shine the light on your own insecurity that manifested itself in them being mean to you so you could rise above it, because you can. And let's say 12 months from now, you look back and you're like, remember that old me that when my mom said that, it used to drive me crazy. It would set me off for 3 days or a whole week or whatever. But now you're like this new version of me that gave myself the space to hold this bar and not allow anyone to swing my pendulum, not allow anyone to have my dimmer switch on confidence. I was able to rise above. And you guys know, if you're inside our membership, I've got lessons that have the 3 steps to do on all these things, on comparison, on judgment, on how to handle toxicity, on how to handle naysayers, on how to handle all these things so you can flame up and project success and find these pieces inside you. But if you don't do this step, this is a huge step, guys, the step 3, allowing self-doubt, because they accumulate into these blocks that I want you to see as walls of resistance, or big blocks that are totally like gonna be in your path. And you don't need to conquer them. Another mistake I used to make. I used to think I needed to crush the wall. Like, I gotta crush that. I gotta conquer that wall. I gotta rise above that person. Okay. In a way that I was like crushing, like stamping it down. That is still struggling against the old you. What you need to do is you need to dissolve it. You dissolve things with love, time, and patience. Okay. And all the lessons that I give you around the way it manifests in your everyday life is going to do that. Every single one, from how you step on the scale to how you snack on happy at 3 o'clock to what you do in the morning, all of that. Okay. It is dissolving. Love is always the answer. But how do you manifest that kind of love while you actually make yourself a snack? How do you manifest that kind of nurturing of a relationship that's in your face, just like hard? You can, and you will. Okay. And we've got lessons around all those things. But in this step, just tell yourself that the answer is always love. Trust is the highest manifestation of love. Okay. And we are all in this truth seeking journey of life together, but on our own path towards truth. And the truth of who you are literally is inside you right now. Number 4, okay, take action from the negative. OMG. Ding, ding, ding. Stop taking action from when you're feeling ick. This is hands down one of the biggest, most common manifesting mistakes that can absolutely change your life right now. I'm going to give you some examples. How many times have you been, I hate the way I look right now. I'm going to start a diet on Monday. Who's with me? Let me call up all my friends. I'm going to do this cleanse. I'm going to do this diet. Or, okay, like how many times? Or, oh my God, like my business isn't taking off. Like I'm going to wake up. I'm going to go gangbusters today. I'm going to send 100 emails. I mustn't be doing enough. I mustn't be enough. And therefore I mustn't be doing enough. So I got to undo that feeling. I got to do more. Okay. Ding, ding, ding. All right. Tell me guys in the chat, is this you all the time being like, I am so sick and tired of blah. Okay. Maybe it's this job. I'm going to go research every other job because this is clearly not the job for me. Okay. I'm like, this mustn't be the relationship. Like I'm going to go find another guy, or I'm going to go find another girl, or I'm going to go find another whatever, because you are clearly all wrong for me. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that in life, you're not going to see things that you don't want. Okay. Life has ups and downs, that everything's a learning experience. But what I am saying is, how many of you are a little bit like, say, you don't have to say guilty, because I'm here to help you drop the guilt around your life, not manifest more guilt and shame. I just want you to recognize that these are oops moments, and it's time to lighten up on yourself. Okay. This is going to pull you into the wrong path every time. The wrong path. I hate right and wrong. Like literally, I never use right and wrong, but this is wrong. This is wrong. So many people are doing it wrong. They are manifesting going into a down spiral intentionally because I was so bad this weekend, Laura. I ate all the pizza. I drank all the wine. I was terrible. I'm not going to eat today. I'm going to starve myself intentionally because I was so bad. Okay. Wrong. You are literally not only feeding the self-hating version of yourself and the doubting version of yourself, but you are pouring focused energy into the problem by taking action, usually massive action, because you're like, if I went 10 steps wrong, my bank account is 10 steps even more wrong. I must have to do 10 steps more. I must have to do 100 steps more. You guys, stop like overdoing it to undo it. That is like a newish Laura St. Johnism. Stop overdoing it to undo. You're pointing towards your past. You are pointing in the wrong direction. And if you are so sick and tired of the past to continue coughing up itself over and over and over again, or you are so sick and tired and stuck of the same old body, same old problems, same old things, manifesting maybe in a new situation, but same feeling, or even worse. This is probably one of your hugest ding, ding, ding moments, maybe of your lifetime, because this one mistake flipped can literally change your life. Yes, I can't stand the punishment of the bad. When I worked in education and I worked with little kids, like I saw this firsthand everywhere. And I would see teachers in the inner cities that I'd work with being like, this is the worst class, Laura. They are terrible kids, and da 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 da. And then I would see, okay, I would see people like, you know, especially now that I have 3 boys, I see this with parenting all the time. This manifests in parenting all the time. If you don't do this, then you won't get to blank. We are literally training ourselves. If you don't brush your teeth, then you don't get this. If you don't clean up your room, then you won't get that. And I get consequences, but we are constantly pouring ourselves towards negative consequences. You guys, there's another way, and it's completely flipped to the up spiral. That is teaching our kids to go into down spiral land, to teach ourselves if we don't do this negative, negative, we won't get that negative, negative, negative. We've trained ourselves through the big red X's that we would start to get in education in our traditional systems. Okay, being like, no, big fat F, you did it wrong. We've trained ourselves to look outside of ourselves for solutions. I am on a mission to literally retrain your brain, because it's possible that there is no really wrong or right. I'm just telling you, if it's the wrong direction, if you don't want to keep going into your past and manifesting negative. If you want to manifest the positive up spiral, exponentially more powerful than any lack down spiral, you need to listen closely and watch this replay and write this down and do our membership, because I infuse this one thing into every single one of our lessons. Scott infuses this philosophy into every single one of his workouts. And that is that you have to, from this day forward, flip this mistake and manifest in small moments towards the positive of what you want, not what you do not want. You have to stop taking action to undo the pain. You are going to bring yourself to more pain, to more of it. Now, it's going to temporarily feel good because it's going to feel like action. But Laura, it feels good when I hate myself and go on a diet. I'll be like, okay, well, how did that pan out for you? It's not sustainable. Likely in a month or 2, you're going to fall off and you're going to like be 10 times worse. And then you're going to bring yourself to more pain. You guys, this is why people, when they're fixing pain with alcohol, get into more alcohol. Let me have 1 glass of wine to undo. And my day that I just I'm overdoing to undo. What happens when it's 3 times worse? Then I need 3 glasses. Then we start emotional eating. Then I need the sugar at night. Then I'm going to the fridge. You guys, there is a better way. There's a simpler way. And it's embedded into, I promise you, when I do the Scale as a Jerk lesson or teach you guys the Simple 6 meal plan, or, you know, however we weave this into your nutrition, to how you start your day, to all of our courses on confidence and everything, I'm weaving the most important step in, which is awareness, but taking action, never to undo what you just did that you think you did wrong, because I never want to bring you into your past. That's almost such a relief for people when they enter Strong Confident Living, our membership, that we're not measuring you. We're not asking you about your path. We're just like, awesome, you're here. Why are you here? Are you here for fitness with mindset included? Are you here for mindset with fitness included? Whatever it is, we're happy you're here. You're going to nurture yourself. Everyone belongs here. 7 years old, 71 years old. Everyone has these tools inside them. We're educators, but we're delivering this content to you in mindset and fitness to up spiral your life. You ready? Let's go. Where do you want to dive into? Do you want to dive into confidence? Do you want to dive into willpower lessons? Do you want to have a breakthrough? Which course do you want to do? You click through the self-paced content. It's fascinating for us as educators. We see all the lessons being done every single day, and we're like, this is amazing, because we give you the framework. But we're like, you know what, guys? Well, and then I'll give you my last juiciest tip. You know what's so cool on our side when we show you guys our content is like, we don't know, like who's in the Down and Dirty Beginner series, right? Who's crushing epic goals with me? Who's doing like the healthy hacks? Who's doing the Worldwide Workout Fitness Bank, right? Learning how to take action and physically follow through. Who's doing the, you know, boosting confidence course, or how to make more time or stretch yourself, gratitude. Like, I mean, all these things, but who's doing and eating up my 6-week mindset course? Oh my goodness. You guys, it's my favorite. It took us years to create, like how to make the plan, right? How to bring this into your attitude every day, how to avoid the willpower battles, how to like transform yourself and like remove the labels, and how to move from this motivation, this negative push into inspiration, which is what I'm telling you about. How to move away from the fear of allowing in success. So many people are like so afraid to allow in success because of past reference points. It is so time, guys. It is so time to let go of this baggage. We have spent 25 years developing this stuff. Okay, so you don't have to even like think about it. It's there, the framework. But I want you guys to know that in this step, from this day forward, promise yourself, when I'm feeling ick, I'm not going to take action. I'm going to do nothing. I'm going to give myself a free pass. I'm going to nip it and zip it. You guys, that's like one of my favorite lessons in there. I'm going to nip it and zip it. And I'm going to give myself the free pass. And I'm not going to say, I'm not going to look at it, because as strong, confident people, we know that problems are not resolved by hiding from them or stuffing them under the carpet or pushing them down and not facing them, which leads to illness and weight gain and stress, right? When you face your stuff in confidence that a positive outcome is possible for you, you're giving yourself the greatest gift of a higher expectation for yourself. You are allowing the real you to come out. Okay, so just if I could help the world with this one step of saying, just go do nothing and come back to it later. Like, I'm not saying that to just hide from it. I'm saying that you can go distract yourself. You can go do something else. And there's a way to get yourself out of it. We teach you how. We teach you how in the everyday. So never, ever go into action from a negative. And I want you guys, for all the people watching this broadcast, this is, yes, if you're in our membership, you get the deeper doses with us on how to actually apply this and do the private coaching with me on, you know, all this. But I want you to be ambassadors of this thought. I want you to be like, I learned this thing from Laura St. John or Strong Confident Living. I don't even need the credit. Okay, just from Strong Confident Living, this amazing group I'm in of thousands of people up spiraling this planet, like shifting things here. Because I see how mute you guys. I see how 1 + 1 of you equals 2. And 1 + 2 = 3. And 2 + 3 = 5. And 5 + 3 = 8. And that is the Fibonacci spiral. It is our logo. It is the spiral, how 1 + 1 person impacts more than one. I say 1 + 1 = 144, the full spiral I see in my head at all times, because I see, like I said, I see everything visually. And you guys, this is our content. It's spirally. It's for you to jump into it and elevate yourself into it. Okay. Right. I'm going to go down. There's all these messages. Okay. The mindset alone, right? The mindset alone in our membership will change your life, let alone the fitness. My husband, Scott, like brings it in the physical realm. I help you mentally and emotionally shift your life, while he helps you physically teach how to take action and carry through and be consistent on the things that we're talking about. So these are huge, but only go into action from inspiration, from something inside you that's pulling you towards where you want to be going. That is the only action from this day forward you should ever take. And I'm telling you, 1 inch in that direction is more powerful than 100 inches or steps in the negative direction. Think small and mighty. Think 1 + 1 = 144. That if I just start on this path, I can only be going two ways at any given moment, up or down. I can be up spiraling or I can be down spiraling. Am I raising my bar or am I lowering my bar? Am I holding my bar? Okay, raise it, guys. Open it. Open your mindset to change towards the positive. Huge. And then the last final step, okay? Once people do like go into this change and they start taking the steps, is to maintain. Okay, the problem is now, I gotta first tell you about the mistake. The mistake is not following a consistent plan. People make this mistake all the time, that you're not following consistently into this plan. That you're like, I did it. I did a couple steps, or maybe I went gung-ho, Lauren, even not even to small and mighty steps, but into big steps. And now I'm experiencing the other side of it. I'm experiencing the downside and I must be doing it wrong. Guys, from this day forward, down and feeling down is no longer wrong. It is part of life. It is not, I am going to teach you how to move through the downs differently. Scott teaches you when you're like, you got another rep in you, you can do it, beginner worker outers with me, right? You have it in you to be consistent because you're consistent in other things. Do you brush your teeth every day? Do you eat every day? Do you put pajamas on and go to sleep every day? I want you to also have the willpower to know. The power of will is the power of making choices, that life is a string of moments and a string of choices. And I'm no longer going to make choices to undo and overdo my past. I'm now going to make a decision and go moving forward, which is totally going to change my life because I'm going to go be okay with small steps. I'm going to be okay with like joining the membership and recognizing that today, maybe I just work on snacking with Laura. And then tomorrow I work on a beginner workout with Scott. Okay, well, those are 2 days of fitness and mindset that put you on track towards your course. And you guys, when you are in the vibration of joy and opening up your truth of who you are, trusting in the process, trusting in yourself, moving through your down differently, being aware enough of the swings to be like, holy crap, this is what she was talking about. I'm in the swing, I'm in the down, I'm in the middle, I'm in the up. I'm aware. I'm aware. And when you are so aware and you're like, I'm going to work on this today, I'm going to work on that today, and you're not looking to, don't binge us. Like you don't have to go into all our lessons. Okay, you don't have to do like the entire 6-week challenge in 6 days, because love, patience, and time is what is unbelievable. I always tell people, like, to shift planet Earth, it's going to take, out of like a quarter of the population to move the rest of the 75% of the population into a positive swirl. And I'm looking for the quarter of the population. I'm looking for 2 billion people right now who want to change their life in a positive and be an example of hope and possibility for other humans. Okay. You can, no, Todd, you can binge us, but I don't recommend it, because if you binge the lessons that I teach you guys, like, you will set yourself up for a down, because the order of the universe is balance and stability, just like the order of your cells inside your body is balance and stability. And my goal is to keep you balanced and sane. And that is why everything that we teach you, and I apply it. People are like, why do you teach it? You're not nutrition. Why do I teach so much about food? Because I'm like, I can apply these 5 principles of what I just taught you to, get into a consistent action routine in 1 degree of change, not 10 degrees. When I can teach you these things in the things that you do every friggin' day, your life's going to change, because I'm stacking myself into a habit that is already there. I'm there with you like 5 inches tall when you're brushing your teeth at night now, right? I'm there with you when you're creating the snack and you're thinking, I'm taking care of myself. Laura St. John said this: 2 minutes for myself at sunset or at 3 o'clock would change everything. Yes, it does. The 3 minutes, 2 minutes here, 2 minutes there. I'm here to show you that aligning to the truth of who you are throughout the day, whether it's through our fitness or through our mindset, is going to align you on the path of everything that you want. The money, the relationships, the body, everything you want to manifest is on the pathway that comes from your happiness and you prioritizing your own happiness like your life depends on it, because it does. And everybody who's watching you is watching you. Your kids that are often the biggest excuse, or your work being like, but I don't have time for 5 minutes here. I don't have time for 10 minutes to do a workout. We make it no friggin' excuses, guys, in our membership. We made it no excuses. And we're making it no excuses. If you are a newbie and you are not already here tonight, I'm going to give you a code to get started. It's manifest. Let me grab it. Or Kat, can you grab it? Manifest 30. Okay. When you get started on our coaching, which, guys, the private group coaching that I do now, would it be thousands of dollars a month? Okay. Over $1,000 a month, over $12,000 a year, just for the private group coaching. It's $29 a month. But tonight, or during this broadcast, as you're watching this, it's 30% off the first month. So you can get 30% off your first month and try it on me. Like, try it on us. You get 3 days. Okay. Your 3 days is always part of your 3-day trial before you're charged. But you guys, Manifest 30 is going to give you a 30% off your first month. And then it's $29.99 a month. It's $30 a month, basically. Okay. So you will have access to over 18 bundles of courses. And inside them are all of our lessons, because what I ultimately found is everyone needs a plan. Even Laura St. John, me. Okay. Even me. I need a plan. I need a plan on the days that I'm like in anxiety. I need this guy right here, my husband, Scott. My husband, Scott, teaches me when I'm every kind of emotion, or I call it like, shade of the rainbow. He cuts through it black and white. Do less, better, Laura. Decision and go. Stop hesitating. Get back into your confidence. Stop self-doubting. It's showing up as anxiety. It's showing up as, hey, you want to control me? I don't want to be controlled. Okay. No one wants to be controlled. You control you. You guys, your life is a string of moments strung together. And I hope you make the most of your life. I want you to look back on this amazing life that you had and said, when I learned this strong, confident living, and when I learned how to live strong and confident, when I decided that strong, confident living would be how I live my life, and that I would show up and live this life, whether 2 people came to my meeting or broadcast or 2 million, that this was about me and my choices, regardless of what anyone thought of me. And believe me, guys, I went through it all in the beginning. I was not strong and confident. I was not. And when I see your success stories like mine, okay, over and over and over again, okay, over and over and over again. I love your meal clips. I feel so much better. I don't try to change everything at once anymore. All of the things that you guys share with me right now. Okay, I was just sharing with them, but you weren't seeing. All of these things. Danielle, big shout out, girl. She didn't even know she was shrink wrapping. Okay. All of these things. Andrea, unbelievable. Okay. Not just in her body, but in her mind. And, let that be. Let your physical self-expression of your physical body be the manifestation of how beautiful you treat yourself from this day forward. How you change your body image. How you look at yourself in the mirror. How you show up for your children. You deserve to grant yourself permission to live your life to the fullest and show your children and community how to do that. I'm on a mission to impact millions of people. I need all of you to be part of that spiral with me. So if you're not already in, I hope you use the coupon Manifest30. Try the 3-day free trial. You guys get all your friends and fam on board. This is a family membership. You can split the $30 with your husband and your kids. I mean, we have kids doing it, we have grandparents doing it. It's amazing. It's amazing. Our company is like accessible for all, approachable for all, for everybody. So you guys, this is what I want you to do for me next, please. I'm going to just show some of you, and please like give the wave. Let me know in the chat, what was your biggest takeaway? What is something that I said in the beginning the outcome would be, that in the beginning, you know, that there was something from this broadcast that you would take with you for the rest of your life and do differently? What is that for you? Let me know in the chat and tell me what which of the 5 manifesting mistakes. Okay. Number 1, I needed to be more clear in my juicy details. Number 2, I needed to not use just the vision with my eyes. I needed to be more 3D, because I'm 3D, at least, more senses. Number 3, I'm going to stop allowing the self-doubt to accumulate into roadblocks. Number 4, I'm going to stop taking action when I'm feeling the ick of the negative. Taking action from the ick. Let's all stop that. And number 5, I'm going to stop falling off a consistent plan. I'm going to stop falling off in terms of on and off and on and off. I'm done. Okay. Number 4, OMG. Number 3, I love it. Taking action from the negative, 3 and 4. Seeing and feeling it. Number 4, yes. Oh my goodness. Just all the people watching right now. If we are already taking action, feeling inspired tomorrow, tonight, right now, sharing this broadcast, take a picture of our screen. Please tag us on Strong Confident Living. I'm Laura and Scott Official on Instagram. We're Strong Confident Living on Facebook. Like, find us socially, tag us. If you're inside our lessons, holy crap, please put the comments in the system. Okay, I'm gonna, for those of you who are brand new or don't know how, let me just quickly show you so I could hear your feedback, because Scott and I, every morning, we wake up to the comments inside. So there's a new tile, guys, called Private Group Coaching, along with the live events calendar, okay? And then it's all the different tiles. But what I want you to see when you're in any of our lessons, whether it's fitness or mindset, beginner, worker, outers, or advanced, is that there's a comment section. So if you're tagging us on social, please do that and let me know what you learned. But like here, there's already 45 comments just on this one workout. You know, DONE done. I see Amanda, Cheryl, you know, done. And we love cheering you on. Like, people are like, how are you guys so responsive? I'm like, I don't care. That is my commitment to our people, that we want you to move in with us. We want you to do life with us. And you guys are all, like, my OGs in the house, you are all our family. I see Shannon in Colorado. I see Christine in Jersey. I see my sister. I see you guys. I see you. I feel you. I am with you every friggin' day. Everyone has a place in my heart. My heart just keeps growing bigger every day. And I really appreciate all of you the time to allow me to pour my heart to you. This has been phenomenal. Can't wait to see your little tidbits. Andrea H, I see you. She's sending me soap. I'm so excited. She makes amazing soap. She's sending it to me. You guys, I know you through and through, all of you. Thank you so much. For new members, for newbies, please use the code MANIFEST30. For OGs, know that I'm always going to throw some special sauce your way with like fun merch and different things that I've got for OGs. You guys are all amazing. Have a beautiful night. Let's start manifesting the heck out of your life. Mwah. And private members inside our community, we're going to hit this hard with private group mindset coaching. So make sure you go inside, go into the new tab, and make sure you're signed up for the next private group mindset coaching, and ask any questions in there. I will answer you. Have a beautiful night, everybody. Bye.